AZ-802 is the new beta exam for administering Windows Server across on-premises, cloud, and hybrid environments. Treat it as an operations map, not a vocabulary list. You are expected to connect identity, management, compute, networking, storage, security, and monitoring, while recognizing the tools that bridge local servers to Azure. This orientation is source-locked to July 14, 2026, so you can prepare for the beta without turning uncertain transition details into facts. AZ-802 consolidates the role that Microsoft previously assessed through AZ-800 and AZ-801. That does not mean the earlier exams vanished the moment the beta appeared. Microsoft says both predecessor exams retire on September 30th, 2026 at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. During the transition, they can still appear as certification paths. After retirement, AZ-802 remains. Think of this as a controlled switchyard. Two existing rails converge into one new route, but the cutover gate has a real date. Beta status changes what you should expect after testing. A passing score is still 700, but beta results are not immediate because Microsoft is still evaluating the exam questions and scoring model. The certification page also says an AZ-802 practice assessment is not currently available. The study guide contains a generic assessment link that actually points to AZ-800, so do not treat it as an AZ-802 resource. We will not claim an exact general availability date until Microsoft publishes one clearly. The current guide organizes AZ-802 into 7 weighted domains. Active Directory Domain Services carries 20 to 25%. Hybrid Windows Server Management, virtual machines, networking, and security each carry 10 to 15%. Storage and file services, plus monitoring and troubleshooting, each carry 15 to 20%. These are ranges, not a promise about one fixed exam form. Use them to allocate study effort while still building a connected operational model across every domain. Identity is the largest single domain because so many Windows Server decisions depend on it. You need to recognize domain controllers, sites, replication, trusts, security principles, service accounts, group policy, authentication, and recovery behavior. Do not isolate these as directory trivia. A replication, Kerberos, trust, or secure channel problem can surface as an application, management, or access problem elsewhere. Build the identity model first, then use evidence to trace how failures propagate through the hybrid environment. Hybrid management is the control plane that connects local Windows Server operations to Azure. The guide names Windows Admin Center, PowerShell remoting, SSH, Azure Arc, machine extensions, Azure Update Manager, and Azure Automation Runbooks. The exam can ask which mechanism gives you the required reach, authority, or automation boundary. Focus on what each tool controls, where it runs, and what evidence confirms success. Hybrid does not mean cloud only. It means operating one workload across connected administrative surfaces. The infrastructure engine has 3 coupled systems. Virtual machine questions cover Hyper-V hosts and guests, availability, disks, adapters, switches, replica, and Azure VM operations. Networking covers DNS, DHCP, addressing, forwarding, policy, and hybrid name resolution. Storage spans Azure Files, File Sync, SMB, DFS, storage spaces, replica, BitLocker, and file system choices. Learn each mechanism separately, then practice the dependency chain. A storage symptom can begin with identity, networking, permissions, replication, or capacity. Security and troubleshooting form a continuous evidence loop. Security objectives include operating system protections, baselines, defender for servers, firewall policy, local administrator password solution, and hardened Active Directory. Monitoring and troubleshooting ask you to collect evidence with performance monitor, event logs, Windows Admin Center, Azure Monitor, VM Insights, Alerts, and Recovery Tools. The transferable method is simple. Identify the layer, gather evidence, test the most likely mechanism, verify the repair, and prevent the same failure from returning. Use the practice playlist as evidence, not entertainment. Start with the 2 full domain readiness sets to expose weak areas. Move into the domain deep dives for identity, hybrid management, virtual machines, networking, storage, monitoring, and the remaining operational coverage. Finish with governance and real-world hybrid capstones to test transfer across domains. After every miss, name the failed mechanism, repair the explanation with the current Microsoft source, and retest in a different scenario. That loop is a stronger readiness signal than one raw score.